Welcome back to War Thunder News. This week, we've been getting a lot of hints of what's going to be the April Fool's event coming up real soon. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. April 1st is probably one of the most anticipated events for War Thunder of the year, and Gaijin has quite the track record of making impressive events happen. Last year was UFOs, the year before that was submarines. So who knows what it could be this year? Well, we actually have a few things that could imply what it is going to be. Of what we learned from the 2017 April Fool's event, sometimes Gaijin likes to test out possible new game mechanics. In that one, we had smoke grenades before it was implemented in-game, helicopters, and modern tanks. And look where we are now. This had led many to speculate perhaps we're going to see modern jets, as Gaijin might want to test whether people are interested in that form of combat. And with things like the new Phantoms added, we are on the precipice of anyways. Would lead more people to believe that perhaps this is what's going to be for the first. Found in the files were two missiles, the AIM-9M, an AIM-9 from the 80s. Unfortunately, my knowledge of Sidewinders and which aircraft they went on is quite limited. However, I could easily speculate that this went on things like the F-16, the F-14, and the F-18. According to this one random website I found, it could go on things like the F-4E Phantom II, the Mirage 1, the SAB-35 Draken, and 35 Vegan. However, I'm certain there's plenty of people in the comments who are more knowledgeable about this missile than I am. Regardless, I do know that it is more advanced than a lot of current weaponry we have in game. However, the other missile is a different type, the SA-30, which is an air-to-ground, radio command link, and laser-guided short-range medium missile. Being developed by the French, of course, it found its way onto many French aircraft, like the Jaguar, which is a British and French aircraft, the Mirage F1, but also the Étendard. In fact, when asked, the data miner Yazbi99 Hun stated the AIM-9M is currently unused, but the AS-30 comes up in a different context. There are two different pylons for the Étendard. The Atlan 257 can be mounted on all four spaces for bombs, rockets, and onboard pylons after the Aero adapter sidewinders. But the Atlan 504 can be mounted on two inboard spaces. The latter is used for heavier weapons and fuel tanks. The adapter for the Atlan 504 for heavier weapons is interestingly called Pylon Rocket AS-30 in-game, and it's been there since introduction, so it seemed like the Étendard was designed to have it since the beginning. I have no idea how to pronounce that jet's name. Can I just call it the Enchilada? Now here are some counterclaims to the idea of modern jets for the April Fool event. It wouldn't be that unexpected. We already have air-to-air missiles and even modern ones on helicopters. And the air-to-ground missile, well, it's on a jet that's already in-game, so I'm very uncertain whether it will be modern jets as the thing. Mainly because there's evidence of another thing, something much more April Foolsy. When the 1.97 devser was out and about, many data miners were looking to see what was coming in the next patch. And while most people were oogling the tank, some of these data miners looked beyond what was coming in the patch and wished to gaze upon the future. One of which was Mike 10D, who had discovered some lines of text that had hinted towards some very odd creations that never were created. And those lines went as Spider Panzerkampfwagen 6 Ost B Tiger H, but also M1941 M4A2 76W Sherman. A dude in the comments had assumed that the Sherman was to be a Sherman with a F-34 T-34 cannon. However, the facts don't line up perfectly well. But Mike 10D's thoughts is that the event is going to be for Spider tanks, which in my opinion would be pretty legit. But also he found stuff hinting towards a crafting event, which wouldn't be too surprising as the very first crafting event was also for April Fools. And many subsequent crafting events also took place in spring after April Fools. And there's even further evidence on that. In the spot in which you normally track your progress through events was spotted a section titled Unlocked Chapter Craft 2020 Spring, with the achievement in it Craft 2020 Spring First Place Check Name, with the objective of obtain battle award 200 times, and it begins April 1st and ends April 13th. There's a slight possibility it's fake, but with all the dashes, I have a feeling that it's not, and it's just a Gaijin accident. So my assumption is that the April Fool's event is going to consist of spider tanks and a crafting event in which you will craft some interesting vehicles. And perhaps that will be the spring marathon event that we usually have, leaving the rest of the season open for a World War event. So if we are going to have a spring crafting event as well as a World War event coming up, what do you think the vehicles will be that they're going to give away? A few that you could suspect are maybe perhaps a Swedish plane, maybe one of those Mocha Marines, but perhaps maybe with a MG151. The BT-42 would be favorable, however I doubt we're going to get a Swedish tank so soon after the patch is released. I heard that the social media accounts were hinting towards a skink, however I've not seen any of these hints. Although there would be much love as many people do want that tank, although it could easily add to many people being upset as it's a very wanted vehicle, not because it's cool or anything, but because the British tree and the US tree don't have enough good spags. But also what tree it would go in could upset quite a few people, as many US players say that the US tree needs more spags and this would be ideal candidate understand it, while the British players say no, it's a Canadian vehicle, which makes it basically a British vehicle with a few more steps. And I'm pretty sure that's why Gaijin hasn't added it over the years. Despite it being very well liked and Gaijin knows that people want it, they still can't figure out whether Canada is the 51st state or not. But here, I'll help you out, Gaijin. Canada is actually the 53rd state, but during the Second World War, they were a province of the UK. So the skink should go in the French tree, because they speak French. But I'm very curious of what you think the April Fool event is going to be, and what's going to come of this crafting event. Be sure to comment down below, though stay tuned as I have some other Datamine news for you. This one actually came out about a month ago, and unfortunately flew under my radar. It's a naval Datamine by the well-known dataminer Sonoda Kotori, in which he found multiple skins of various naval weaponry, though he notes a disclaimer that these are only texture files and does not mean that these weapons are coming on any of these vessels. Now some of these files are hinting towards two ships that actually did come, the Cologne-class frigate and the Project 41. However, the rest of these belong to Italian vessels. There was a 203mm mod 1927 turret for the Zara-class heavy cruiser, a 6.5mm Fiat mod 26 Italian machine gun, and a 152mm mod 29 turret that could go on a number of Italian cruisers. This leads me to believe that the Italian Navy is approaching fast, and will probably be the star of the show for 1.99. A few stories I missed. Back when the patch first came out, some people had noticed that the amount of silver lions you gain had reduced. And in a thread where people were discussing this, Stona had said, "We are checking this, guys," and then later came back, "Okay, should be fixed. Sorry for the problem." However, I've still heard many complaints that this issue is persisting, which would be very in line with how Gaijin fixes things, or fixes them, though I have not been presented with any absolute proof. An update to the hull breaking changes that were in the data mines. A viewer had did some tests to figure out what hull breaks what, and it seems very up in the air. Kinetic rounds don't typically hull break, or at least none of the things that they tested, and just about everything but the TAM got hull break by chemical rounds. The TAM sometimes did die and sometimes did not. And the M247 does not get hull broken when hitting the hull, only when hitting the turret. However, later on they seem to have changed the hull break stuff, as he told me that APFSDS can hull break now. They also tested ramming hull breakable vehicles with aircraft to see if they would kill them still, and it does indeed still work. To kill something like a milk truck, you can be going lower than 600 kilometers an hour, but to get a BMP, you gotta be going around 900 kilometers an hour, and a Nio 6 maybe around 700. They also did some tests with air-to-air missiles and found that Iglas are immune to flares. Mistrals get distracted slightly, R60Ms get distracted very easily, and they're unfortunately unable to test Stingers. Some very interesting stuff. It makes sense that different missiles are affected differently to flares, and I wonder how this will persist in the future. As a final story, viewer of the channel and member of the Discord, TinyGerman 26 is hosting another skin competition. It's themed after some anime, but the first prize is 250 GE, second is 1000, and third is 150, with 2 honorable mentions. You're only permitted 1 skin, but upon request, you can do one for a different type of vehicle, say a plane and a tank, or a plane and a helicopter, not 2 planes. If you have any further questions about it, you can ping him on my Discord or comment on his live.warthunder post. Now, I'm sure there was one more thing that one of my squadron members was really asking me to do, and I don't remember it. So if you're part of my squadron and you want to do squadron battles, go and bug Tex or Templar Master. We've been doing squadron battles more often now, and they're a lot of fun. However, getting all our ducks in a row sometimes is more of a battle than the actual battles. But to close this video, first I'd like to thank my YouTube members: Gaming Wolf Fox, The Royal Rat, John is having a divorce, Tex, One Max, Roger Rammer, Grimace, I like them thick, Mighty Peppers, Pointless Gunsnakes, and Waffly Joker 6. A big thank you to all of you. If you want to join the YouTube members, you can hit the join button down below. It's $5 a month. Members get videos uploaded a little bit early, unique Discord roles, and emojis during streams. However, it's come to my attention that many people have issues with the YouTube joining system, whether that be personal issues with YouTube or not available in their country. For these reasons, I have set up a Patreon, which I'm still in the process of setting up, but the basic function is that you can pay $5 a month and get the same things besides the emojis during streams, because that's a YouTube specific thing. But depending on how it goes, I can set up some other functions there. There should be a link to that in the description below. So if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, you can hit me up on my Discord or in the comments below. If you've liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, do not hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I make War Thunder weekly news videos every Sunday, make random reviews throughout the week. I like to stream on Saturdays, and lately I've been streaming squadron battle matches on twitch.tv whenever we happen to do that. There's not really a schedule. It's more of when we can get those damn ducks in the row. So if you have an interest in that, be sure to follow me there. But besides that, I hope you have a fantastic day and stay healthy. In the terms of bonus news,
well, they just saw a bunch of tracers from when I was trying to bring up my guns.
Of the town.
I think I'll just hop out of my cockpit and have a picnic.
Yeah. Just have, or maybe run back to friendly lines to make a mad dash.
MRX, don't rush. Check every corner.
Yeah.
Get you's attempting.
No, okay. Last I checked, the M56 was around B. I'm not sure if Getchy's gonna make this one go. Oh, you're landing gear, dude. Oh, there you go.
Oof.
It's on B. It's on B. It's definitely on B.
Use artillery if you have.
Getchy, don't die, dude.
Get you can't die. You
There
have to be. You
There
have to
go.
be
He's
with me
good,
here.
He's good.
Nice.
He's capping.
Holy.
We are
Take a
so
break
lucky
and
with
take
this
off.
map selection. You gotta be kidding me, dude.
Something's on.
Getchy, you
this
gotta close your
working?
cockpit, otherwise somebody's gonna snipe you.
Can you taxi like off a C and then take? Because I know you have that big.